So particularly, we should know about the prime numbers and the related congruency equations. So why you should learn? Why we have to learn the prime numbers? Actually, in the asymmetric cryptography, we are using the prime numbers for encryption at the time of encryption and decryption. Here, in the case of the symmetric cryptography, what is the symmetric cryptography? What is the difference between asymmetric cryptography and symmetric cryptography? Symmetric cryptography means there we have taken the message as it is, the characters, replace the characters with some other characters, and rotate the characters and change their positions and performing different operations on the characters, and finally we are converting the ciphertext, which is not understood by the attacker. So in the case of the symmetric key cryptography, it uses only the one key or the shared key for the encryption purpose and the decryption purpose. That's why it is called the symmetric key. And the symmetric key algorithms, in that the characters in the messages are using as it is, but the characters are different substitutions, replacements, permutations. Those operations are performed for converting the to the ciphertext. But in the case of the asymmetric key cryptography, generally here it uses the two keys. For the encryption, it uses the one key. At the time of decryption, it uses some another key. And generally, it is called the public key and the private key. So for the asymmetric key cryptography, it uses the two keys. And in these algorithms, the messages, whatever we wanted to send, those messages are, entire messages are converted into some numeric values. This is the important thing. So in the case of the asymmetric key cryptography algorithms, the entire message is converted into some integers, some numeric values. And for converting that plain text into the ciphertext, so those numeric values, we are performing different operations on the numeric values, and finally we are getting the ciphertext, which is also in the numeric form. At the receiving side, the ciphertext, which is in the numeric format, that is the after performing different operations on the plain text, we got the ciphertext. The ciphertext is finally decrypted into plain text. The plain text is, after that, it's converted into the actual characters. So that's why here the messages are the data or entire character, all the characters are converted into some numeric values. And for the time of encryption and decryption, we are using some numeric key values and performing and mixing the actual plain text numeric values and the key which we are using. Those values will perform different operations, finally got the ciphertext. That's why here we should know about prime numbers. So what is the use of the primes? Generally, asymmetric key cryptography uses the prime numbers extensively. It uses mostly at the time of encryption and decryption, it uses the prime numbers. These prime numbers, generally it uses, these algorithms are using very biggest prime numbers at the time of encryption, at the time of decryption. That's why asymmetric key cryptography uses the prime numbers extensively. That's why you should know about more. You should know about more about prime numbers. So what is the prime number? Generally, a prime is divisible only by itself and number one. It should divisible by itself or one. That is the prime number. Generally, there are three types of prime numbers. Number one is the always. The number one is the prime number. So number 1 is the prime number. This is one group. So it has only exactly one divisor. Always number 1. It has only one divisor, that is 1. And we have the primes. Primes means it has two divisors. First divisor is the 1, second divisor is itself. So some of the prime numbers are the primes with the two divisors. Then we have the composite prime numbers. Composites means more than two divisors. If any number has more than two divisors, then that is called the composite. That is opposite to the prime. For example, here examples are, here is 1. 1 is the number which has only one divisor. It is a 5. Example, it has 1 and 5 only divisors. And composite means, for example, 10. It has 1 is one divisor, 2 is another divisor, 5 is another divisor, and 10 is also another. So composite means a number which contains more than two divisors. That is opposite to the prime. So there are three types of positive integers. Number 1, primes and composites. Now, what is the one of the question? What is the smallest prime number? Generally, the smallest prime number is the 2. The smallest prime number is always the 2, which is divisible by 2 itself and 1. Another example is, what are the different prime numbers which are smaller than the 10? So we know about the primes below the number 10 are 2, 3, 5, and 7. These are the prime numbers below the value 10. And generally, the percentage, the total number of primes, generally the range of primes in the is 1 to 10 is 40%. But if the range increases, the total number of primes percentages will be decreased. Okay, cardinality of the primes. What is the meaning of the cardinality of the primes? So, how many primes are there? That is, the count is called the cardinality. Generally, prime numbers are infinite. There are infinity prime numbers because there are infinity numbers. We can use infinity integers. So that's why prime numbers also infinity. These are not finite. So we have infinite prime numbers. That's why you can use any prime number for the encrypting our plain text. You can use any biggest prime number. Okay, that is you can use any prime number for encryption, decryption. There is an infinite number of primes. Infinite number of primes. Generally, the number of primes. How many primes are there? From 1 to 100. How many primes are there from 1 to 1000? How many primes which are less than 10,000? Like that, that is called the cardinality. Generally, the number of primes are indicated with the symbol pi x. Don't assume this pi is equal to 22 by 7, whatever we are using in mathematics, but that pi is different from this way. This is the same symbol, but pi of x here, it indicates the number of primes less than or equal to x. Number of primes which are less than or equal to x. X may be any number. For example, the number of primes under 25, number 25 are, there are how many prime numbers under the 25? Generally, the one of the prime is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 20, 17, 19, and 23. So there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 primes under the 25. So what is the pi 3? How many primes under the 3? There are 2 primes. How many primes under the 10? There are 4 primes. 4 primes. That means there are 4 primes under the 10. How many primes? Under 25, there are 9. Like that, this is called the number of primes is called the cardinality of the primes. Generally, the number of primes can be approximately estimated, approximately count by using this formula. So the number of primes is the number, pi n means number of primes. It should be less than n. N means actual number under n. So n by logarithm n minus 1.0836, and so the total number of primes is less than this value and in between this value and this value. So the total number of primes of n, the total number of primes under the m is in between n by logarithm n and n by log n minus 1.08366. This is the approximate calculation. For example, this is the table which shows the number of primes approximately. Number of primes under 10. Under the number 10 is 4. Number of primes under 100 is 25. Number of primes under 1000 is 168. Under 10,000 is 1. Under 1 lakh. Under 10 lakhs, its value is 78,499. Like that, this is the cardinality of the primes. Now, what are the primes less than 10 lakhs? Less than 10 lakhs, the count is approximation. The range is actually between this value and this value, but approximately its count is 78,498 primes will be there under the 10 lakhs. Now, how to check whether the given number is prime or not? Primeness. Checking the primeness. Given a number n, given a number n, so you have to check whether the n is prime or not. So that can be determined. If n is a prime, you can determine if n is prime or not. The answer is that we need to see if the number is divisible by, if any number divisible by all the primes less than root 10, less than root 10. So if the number is divisible by all the primes less than root 10. So if you wanted to check whether the n is prime or not, okay, if the number is divisible by all the primes less than root 10, less than root 10. So we know that this method is inefficient, but it is some good start. Example, consider the example. So if n is a composite means it has more than 2 divisors. N has a prime divisor less than or equal to square root n. Here one of the proof is if some n is equal to some a into b, and we can't have both a greater than root 10 and both b and b also greater than root 10. So we can't have both a and b values are greater than root 10. We can't have. For example, if you consider the example, for example, 2 into 3, n is equal 2 into 3. That means 6. It has the 6. So a is 2, b is 3. So what is the root 5? Approximately its value is 2 point something or 2 less than 3. Its value is less than 3. Now the both a and b values should not be greater than this, should not be greater than root 10. Both should not. So here, for example, since it is 2.25 something, root 5 is 2.5 something. So here 2 is less than 5. This is 2.5, and 3 is greater than 2.5. So this 3 greater than 2.5, the 3 is greater than 2.5, but 2 is less than 2.5. It is not greater than. So here our proof is both A and B value should not be greater than 2.5. Any, at least one value can be less than, or one value can be greater than the root n. Now check whether 97 is prime or not. How to check? Value 97 is prime or not. So to check this number 97 is prime or not, first of all you have to find out the floor value of square root of 97. Floor of the 97. Actually the floor of the square root 97 is 81. 9 nines 81. So the floor, that means the below the 97, the nearest prime is the nearest square root value is the 81. So the it is 9 into 9. That's why it is the 9. The floor of 90 square root 97 is 9. So below the 9, it's square root 9, square root 97. Floor of the square root 97 floor. It's not the exact floor of the 97 can be assumed as the 9, because 9 into 9 is equal to 81. That's why floor of the square root of 97 is 9. So below the 9, what are the primes? 2, 3, 5, and 7. Now check this 97 is divisible by 3 or not. First 2 or not. This 97 divisible by 2 or not. Then check 97 divisible by 3 or not. Now check 97 divisible by 5 or not. Now check 97 is divisible by 7 or not. Now we need to see if 97 is divisible by any of these numbers. It is not. So here 2 is not divisible, 3 is not divisible, 3 not divisible the 97, 5 also, 7 also. Now you can say 97 is the prime. So these 4 numbers which are prime, which are the primes under the 9. So any number cannot divisible the 97. That's why 97 is the prime. Another example is check is 301 is prime or not. So the floor of square root of 301 is G is equal to 17. So the floor of root 301 is equal to 17. That's why what are the primes under the 17? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17. Now check whether 301 is any number divides the 301. 2, 3, 5. Check this one. Actually, the numbers 2, 3, 5 do not divide 301. This 2, 3, 5 do not divide 301. But 7 divides the 301, because 301 by 7 and 4 is 28, 21, 7 is 21. So it completely divides the 301. That's why this 301 is not the prime. So this is way of checking whether the given number is prime or not. Now we have one of the theorem that is called Fermat's little theorem. So as per this theorem, actually it has the 2 versions. The first version shows if P is a prime number, and A is the positive integer, any number. Assume here we have the P and A. P is the prime number, A is any positive integer number. So if we have those two numbers, then the relationship between the prime number P and A is like this. So if A power, this number A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P, that is the relationship. So what is the relation? So whatever we have the mod P prime number here. So this is the P minus 1, A power P minus 1. So here we should have the prime number. Here at the A power we have the prime number minus 1, P minus 1. So if we have the values like this, A power P minus 1 and P here. For example, A power 4 is congruent to 1 mod 5. This is true. The A value can be any A value. So what is the relation between these values? So here the prime number is P is 5. P is 5. Here we have the 5 minus 1, 4. So here we have the 5. Here we have the 5 minus 1. So that's why its value is congruent to 1 mod 5. Now you can take any value here. You can take any value. For example, you can take 2. A is 2. So 2 power 4 is congruent to 1 mod 5. So what is the 2 power 4? 2 power 4 is 16. 16 modulo divide with 5. This 2 power 4, you divide modulo with 5. So 5 3 is 15. What is this answer? 1. So 2 power 4 is congruent to 1 mod 5. That's why, so the relation between a prime number and any positive integer, if the relation is like this, that means here you should have the P and you should have the P minus 1. Then A power P minus 1 is congruent to always 1. Example. Now see this one. Find the result of 6 power 10 mod 11. 6 power 10 mod 11. That means here we have the 11. Here we have the 10. That means 11 minus 1. That's why its value is equal to congruent to 1. Always it is 1 mod 11. Congruent to 1. Because no need to calculate, no need to solve this one. So since this has the relation, like this, so here we have the prime number 11, here we have the prime number 11 minus 1, that is 10. That's why its value is always congruent to 1 as per our first version. Now see the second example. What is the result of 3 power 12 mod 11? Actually, this is not the given equation is not in this formula. But if you observe the given equation 3 power 12 mod 11, you can divide that 3 power 12 . So 3 power 12 can be divided as, it can be rewritten as 3 power 1 into 3 power 11. 3 power 1 into 3 power 11. So this can be solved by using the second version of the Fermat's Little theorem. So if you see second version of the Fermat's little theorem, the relation between the prime and A is like this. A power prime number is congruent to A mod P. That means if you have a prime number here and the same prime number here, A power P. So if we have the same prime number at this place and this place, the result is A power, that prime number is always equal to A mod P. That means here you should have the same prime number here at the power place and the modular place. So example, for example, A power 5 is congruent to A mod 5. So that means here we have 5, here you have 5. This A value can be any value. For example, 10, A value is 10. 10 power 5 is always congruent to 10 mod 5. Otherwise, if you take a small value, another example, suppose if P is equal to 2 and A is 2, otherwise P is 3. So 2 cube is congruent to 2 mod 3. So here what is the relation between A and this formula? So here we have the prime number 3, here also we have the prime number 3, here A value is 2, here A value is 2. So now calculate 2 cube. What is 2 cube? 8. So 8 modulo divide with A, 8 with 3. So 3 2's 6 and the remainder is 2. That's why 2 cube is congruent to 2 because 8 by 3 is 2. That's why. So you can use the second version when the same prime value is here and here. Then the answer is A. If we have a prime number here and a prime minus 1 here, then the answer is 1 mod n. So this is the second example. If you see the second example, 3 power 12 can be rewritten as actually 3 power 1 into 3 power 11. So 3 power 1 mod 11 into 3 power 11 mod 11. So this 3 power 1 means 3 mod 11 is 3. 3 power 11 mod 11 is, here we have 11 and also we have the 11. That's why its answer is 3. So 3 into 3 is 9. So it is the answer 9. And by using this relation, we sometimes in the cryptography we need to calculate the inverse of the multiplicative inverse of the some number. So here by using the previous relations, we can calculate the multiple inverse of any number A. A is the number. A power 1 means multiple inverse. So multiple inverse of A mod prime number P is equal to A power P minus 2 mod P. A power P minus 2. So the multiple inverse of A number A mod prime number P can be easily calculated by using A power this P minus 2, prime number minus 2. So for example, see this example. For example, 8 is the number, 8 inverse is the inverse of 8, multiplicative inverse of 8 is 8 minus 1 mod 17. 8 inverse 1 mod 17. 17 is the prime. So as per this formula equation, A power minus 1 mod prime number is equal to A power P minus 2. That's why here 8 power minus 1 is mod 17 equal to A power, this is 17 minus 2 mod 17. That is equal to 8 power 15 mod 17. So if you solve this one, this is equal to 15 mod 7. This is the 15 mod 7. Similarly, the multiplicative inverse of 5 inverse mod 23 is equal to, here 23 is the prime, here 5 inverse. We need to calculate 5 inverse. So 5 inverse mod 23 equal to 5 power 23 minus 1 as per this form equation. So 5 power given prime minus 2, that means 23 minus 2 is 21. 5 power 21 mod 23 is equal to 14 mod 23. So this is the, to calculate this formula is useful to calculate the multiplicative inverse of any number. So multiplicative inverse, one more example, multiplicative inverse of 22 mod 211. 211 is the prime number. So that's why 22 inverse is equal to 22 power this 211 minus 2 mod 211. Similarly, 60 inverse mod 101 is equal to 60 power 101 minus 2. 60 is a power given prime number minus 2. So this is the answer. So here I wanted to explain how to calculate this exponent mod value, the exponent mod value. So 8 power 15 mod 17, how to calculate this value. Otherwise 5 power 21, we will get the very biggest value. 5 power 21 means we will get very biggest value. After getting that result, then you can divide that result by 23. Then we will get the answer. But how to calculate these biggest values? 8 power 15. Otherwise, how to calculate 60 power 99? This is very, very biggest value. So if you wanted to solve this formula, you have to calculate first 60 power 99. Then modulo divide this with 101. But this is very difficult task. So to calculate this type of very biggest power values, exponent values, we have one method, that is like this. So we can use one method. Okay, what is that method? See this method. First, to solve this value, see the example 5 power 21. See the second example. How to? So 5 inverse mod 23 is equal 5 power 23 minus 2, prime number minus 2, that is equal to 5 power 21 mod 23. 5 power 21 mod 23 is equal to 14 mod 23. How to get this 14 mod 23? Now I will explain one procedure. Now how to calculate 5 power 21 mod 23? For that purpose, you have to calculate first 5 power 1 mod 23. Mod 23. Naturally, it is equal to 5. 5 power means 5. 5 mod 23 means 5. Then calculate 5 square mod 23. 5 square mod 23 means 25. Mod 23 means 23 once 23. 25 minus 23 is 2. So 5 square is 2. 5 square mod 23 is 2. Now calculate 5 to the power of 4. To calculate this 5 to the 5 power 5 to the power of 4 mod 23. So this is similar to this value 5 square mod 23. That's why 5 to the power of 4 is equal to 5 square then square. So already we have the 5 square value 2. So that's why 2 into 2 4. 4 mod 23. 4 mod 23 is equal to 4. So we have 5 power 1 is 5. 5 square is 2. Mod 23 is 2. 5 to the power of 4 mod 23 is 4. Now 5 to the power of 8 is equal to, already we have the 5 to the power of 4 value is 4. That's why put this 4 into 4 mod 23, that means 16. This is equal to 16 mod 23. Now 5 power 16 is equal to this 16 into 16, that is 256 mod 23. 256 mod 23. Its value is actually 23 11ths. 23 11ths is some 253. 256 minus 253, answer is 3. Answer is 3. So we have 5 power 1 value, we have 5 square value, 5 to the power 4 value, 5 power 8 value, 5 power 16 value. So what you have to calculate 5 power 21 mod 23. That's why what is power value here? 21. Already you have calculated 5 power 1, 5 square, 5 to the power 4, 5 power 8, 5 16. Now, what is the binary equivalent of the 21? Now, actually we have to calculate 5 over 21. That's why what is the binary equivalent of 21? Binary equivalent of 21 is, that can be calculated like this. Some 2, divide this 21 with 2, 2 tens, remainder is 1. Convert 21 into binary. 2 5s, it is 10, remainder 0. 2 2s, 4, remainder is 1. Then 2 1s, remainder is 0. So the binary equivalent of 21 is 1 0 1 0 1. Now substitute this 5 power 1 value here, this place. 5 square value into 0, that means 0. 5 to the power of 4 value here. 5 to the power of 8 into 0 here. 5 power 16 here. So you have to use 5 power 1 value 5. So this is 5. Now 5 to the power of 4 value is 4. Now 5 to the power of 16 value is 3. So its answer is 1 0 1 0 1. So 12 12 5 60. 60. Again modulo divide this with that 23. So 23 2s 40. 23 2s 46. 60 minus 46 equal to 14. So 14 mod 23. So 5 for 21 mod 23 is equal to 14 mod 23. Like this, we will calculate 8 power 1, inverse of 8 power 1 or any value. You can calculate any exponent modulo value using this type of steps. Another example for calculating multiplicative inverse is what is the multiplicative inverse of 8? 8 multiplicative inverse of 8 modulo division 70. How to calculate this one? So 8 power 1 modulo division 17. Okay. This can be calculated by using 8 power 17 minus 2. 8 power 17. Since this is 17, so 8 inverse modulo division 7 means 8 power is 17 minus 2 mod 17 is equal to 8 power 15 mod 17. Now, how to calculate this 8 power 15 mod 17? This is the, now I want to explain 8 power 15 mod 17. So to calculate this one, first of all, you have to calculate 8 power 1 mod 70. So this is equal to 8. 8 mod 17 is 8. Then calculate 8 square mod 17. So this is equal to 64 mod 17 is equal 64 mod 17 is equal 17 threes. After that 73 is 51. 64 minus 51 is equal to 30. So this is the 8 square mod 17 value. Then calculate 8 to the power of 4 mod 17. This is equal to, so this is the square of this result. Since it is 8 to the power of 4, we have the 8 square mod 17. That's why the square of this result 13 into 13. This is the 13. 13 into 13 is equal to 139 modulo division 17. So this is equal to 17 nines, that is 153, 169. This is the 169. 17 nines, 153. So 169 minus 153 is 16. Now calculate 8 power 8. This is the square of this 8 power 4. That's why this 16 into 16 is equal to 256. 256 modulo division with the 17. So 17 15s 255. So 256 minus 255 is equal to 1. So we have 8 power 1 value, 8 square value, 8 power 4 value, 8 power 8 value. Now we need actually 8 power 15 mod 17. So 8 power 15 to get this result, 8 power 15 result, we have to calculate the binary equivalent of the 15. Actually, binary equivalent of 15 is the decimal value. Its binary equivalent is 4 ones. 4 1. It is the binary equivalent. How to get this one? 15. So 2 17s, 2 7s 14, 1 remainder, 2 3s 6, 1 remainder, 2 1s 2, 1 remainder. So 4 ones is the 15. That's why the binary equivalent of this one is 4 ones. So the binary equivalent of 15 is 1 1 1 1. Now actually we need to calculate this one, 8 power 15. So to calculate 8 power 15 mod 17, this can be written as 8 power 15 can be written as, convert this into 4 ones. That's why this is the this is the power 1, 8 power 1 value, 8 square value, 8 to the power of 4 value, 8 to the power of 8 value. Multiply these values. So that means multiply this 1, 16, 13, 8, all the values. That means 1 into 16 into 13 into 8. So this is equal to 1664. 1664. Then modulo divide this with 17. So this finally we will get the answer 15. 15. How to get this 15? So first multiply these 4 values because all the ones. If anyone is 0, just leave that value. Now 16 into 13 into 16 into 13 into 8. 1664, which is divided with 17. So it's 97. 1797. Its value is 1797. It's where 1649. So 1664 minus 1649 is equal to 15. So finally, the answer of 8 multiplicative inverse of 8 is equal to 8 for 15 mod 7. 8 for 15 mod 7, which is equal to 15 mod 17. This is the 8 inverse multiplicative inverse is 15 mod 7. 8 inverse modulo 17 is equal to 15 mod 17. So this is the answer.